We are going to start with a shocking lawsuit, a story we broke yesterday. Kanye West is being sued for sexual harassment by his ex-assistant. But this lawsuit, I got to say, the information in this lawsuit is about as filthy as it gets.
Yeah, we are going to have a hard time describing the things that Lauren Pisciata claims Kanye, while she was under his employ, that he was texting to her.
So she was an OnlyFans model, and she says making about $1 million a year, very successful, when Kanye somehow spotted her.
And decided he wanted to, I like how you said that, somehow spotted her.
She never says in the lawsuit that it's because of OnlyFans.
Right, but he became familiar with her and wanted to hire her to be his personal assistant. And it is worth mentioning, I think, that when she came on board was within months of Kanye's divorce from Kim Kardashian.
Can I just note that she does not look dissimilar to Kim?
Correct. She does not. But she doesn't, that's just our opinion. She doesn't mention that at all in the lawsuit. But she says once she was on board that Kanye, as her boss, would text her things. But the things that she says he was texting had nothing to do with work. It was more about sex, his desire to have sex with her. I'm cleaning this up as much as I can, but
how about fixation with a male body part?
Yes, his own.
Yeah, also fixation with what she was doing with other men. He wanted to know about that. And Charles, you hit on this. What makes this sort of all the worse is not that he was having conversations with somebody he happened to know. It's with an employee.
Allegedly.
Certainly, allegedly. It was with an employee. Those are the allegations. She was actually his employee, first a personal assistant. She then says he promised her promotions, not in exchange for anything, but just as a matter of course. These promotions
and also a huge pay increase.
Huge pay increase, up to as much as $4 million. And so the allegations in the complaint are obviously insanely graphic, and that's what's going to get the headlines. But underlying it all, allegations of real discrimination against an employee. Said he fired her. She alleges it was failure to engage in some sort of quid pro quo, harassment based on gender. A lot of really serious allegations.
Kanye has not responded. We reached out. We have not heard back from his rep. But I got to tell you, when you read this thing,
there's some of the quotes, by the way, that sound like something I've heard him say before. There's one thing in particular about saying that a certain part of his anatomy is racist. That he was telling, according to her, to Lauren, he was telling her in text that he believes his penis is racist.
And I think what he's saying is that he likes white women.
Right.
And I think
that's how I read
it. That's the way I understood it too. Now, again, these are allegations.
Yeah.
And you never know. And I think it's so important to say, look, this is a public lawsuit. She filed it. We actually had heard rumblings that this was coming down the pike.
I wasn't here when you broke this yesterday. Did she include in the lawsuit any of the text messages?
Yeah.
Like screen grabs of text messages?
Well, she wrote the text messages.
She wrote it out, but no screen grabs.
No, but she wrote it out in painstaking detail. She clearly wanted to make the nature of the text messages, as well she should if they're accurate, the focal point of what people were going to see and point out. Every detail is in there.
Hi, this is Lauren from Marina Del Rey, and to tell you the truth, I'm not surprised to hear about these allegations. I've been concerned about a lot of the women in Kanye's orbit for a long time. He obviously needs an HR department. I think he needs some help himself, and I hope this woman gets justice if these allegations are true. And I am curious to know how this might affect his current marriage.
Well, I got to say, I'm glad you mentioned that, because Bianca Censori, his wife, was working there at the same time as Lauren.
As a designer, right.
And
she was a Yeezy designer.
Right. And she was there at the same time. Obviously, we haven't heard from her, but
at all.
Tangled web.
Ever.
Tangled web.